Hola. Delaney, where are you from saying hola? Hola's Cantina? That used to be a place in the Bay Area. Okay. All right, we started over. Thanks for that, happily ever after. Thanks for cleaning that up. My video editor, Alpha. That's better. That's nice and loud, clean. Thank you so much for telling me.
Yeah, thank you. And sorry with that too.
Yeah, technical difficulties here. It's a time of the day I usually don't go on a live stream, but right now, every day, every opportunity I get, I like a live stream. I'm going to make a point. I'm going to go through a video. We'll cut this up, and there'll be a little snippet of it in another video. But to go live, I think, is one of the best things. Dominican Republic.
Dominican Republic?
Yeah.
Wow.
DR. Representing. See, this is why I like to do a random time, because people will be like, oh, I wanted to catch one of your live streams. Marco Gavrilovic. I messed up your name, dude. I'm sorry. Gavrilovic? Where are you at in the world, Marco? The way this is going to... Serbia.
Serbia?
Wow.
Oh.
Serbia has breakups? What? No, I'm joking.
Come on, man.
Serbia's got great basketball players. I'm sure they have more than that. So, C. So if you guys have some questions and you're going to ride on this live stream, go ahead and drop your questions. But I'm going to get into this topic, top 5 reasons to block your ex. Don't feel like if you've never been on my live stream, hey, man, do you answer questions? Some people are like, hey, I just want to ask. Yeah, I'll answer some questions. Yeah, I'm a huge basketball fan myself. I'm a huge Warriors fan. Not because they're good, because I'm from the Bay Area. And I was a fan of the Warriors before they were good, and they actually really sucked. I actually had season tickets when they were shitty. So anyways, Delaney from Dominican Republic says, I love Serbia. Who would have thought? Dominican Republican they love Serbia. Great. So we got 2 people on deck. Thanks for the likes, folks. Or 3, I think. We're going to get into this topic, like I said. And we just started out on mute. But we're going to get into this topic. Top 5 reasons to block your ex. And one of the reasons that I talked about this today, this will definitely be in my book coming up. And I'll have some example stories and whatnot. And I'll really hammer it home. Yeah, I am an OG Warriors fan. Sorry to get off topic here. My video editor, Aleph, over here is looking at me like, please don't get off topic. It's going to make it harder for me to edit your videos.
It's okay, like, if you say hi, and this is good things. But, I mean, if you, during the time you're talking topic, just don't cut it off.
Right when he said Warriors, I was thinking about this Warrior. Who was this guy that they picked up, and he was Serbian. And this was like 10 or 15 years ago. I was trying to think of his name. That's what got me on it. Anyhow, okay, it's top 5 reasons to block your ex. So my Instagram's heated up a little bit. I've been posting a little bit more things. I was late to the party on Instagram. I fought it for a little bit because honestly, I'm not really one of those that wants to spend a lot of time on social media. Nothing personal. I think it just takes up a lot of time and energy. And I'm 39. My generation, we just didn't get into that as much. I'll use it, but I'm not on it all the time. So I kind of think it's a little bit like a drug. It can be dangerous because you'll sit on Instagram and you'll be like, oh, cool, and you're just sliding through stuff endlessly, and then like 20 minutes go by and you're like, what did I do? You just didn't do anything. You just kind of look at posts, right? So been posting, and I've actually found some value in the fact that some people like to connect through Instagram. They like to send a message. The interesting thing about it is, though, someone will be like, hey, can I just ask a question? And the question will be like, hey, man, my girlfriend did this. What do you think? Send your story in. Oh, yeah, thanks. When you ask a story about your breakup, when you ask a question about your breakup of 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, it's like, she called me last night and I haven't talked to her in 2 weeks. What do you think? I don't know. Like seriously, I mean, like, if I was someone that was like, well, you know what that means? It's been 2 weeks and she called you. You know what that means, right? I don't know. I don't know what that. Now, if you give me a story and you tell me how you broke up and how you met and how you got together, like the feelings that went down, I could be like, all right, well, look, it sounds like she's a stubborn type. Sounds like you were a good boy. Like I can have some layers of evidence and proof of what went down. If we talk in a live coaching session, I could really give you a valuable take. It's just my take. But just asking me some random question out of the sky, extremely short-sighted. I would call it ignorant, and I wouldn't call it ignorant because you're stupid. That's ignorance means you don't know what you don't know. So to be fair, when you do that, what you're doing is you're just thinking like, oh, I could just ask this quick question. Maybe you might have an answer. So you just don't know. And it's actually a lot of people respect me. They respect my channel. They respect getting my take. So they just don't know. They just go, oh yeah, if I just threw him this question, you might have. But what you're doing by not writing out your story, you're being a little bit lazy. Because writing out your story is actually really good for you too. You think like, oh, some people go, oh, this guy's just trying to make some money from me. Everything that has value usually costs money. That's true. I mean, even if you get something for free that has value, it's less valuable. So the idea, and I used to let people send their stories in for free years back when I was getting more experience. The best thing to do is send your story in and get my take, and you'll be surprised by what you write, but when you take down the time to get it all out. You got me? Saeed Falahat. Hi, thanks for your videos. My problem with the breakup is that I feel like a loser. I feel like I lost a chance in my life. It is really bad feeling, and I do not know how to get over it. I would highly recommend that you send your story into writemag.com. I'd have to know your story, and then we can unpack this idea that you're a loser, that you lost a chance, that you have a really bad feeling. A lot of times, Saeed, a lot of times those feelings are based on things outside of your breakup. But when you break up, it ignites those feelings. So, for example, if you're broke or you got a job you hate, you've been kind of dealing with that. You're like, all right, because I have a girlfriend, at least she makes me some hot cocoa when I come home. She rubs my back. Then when she leaves, it's like, oh shit, everything else in my life sucks too. But you ignored that. And so you feeling like a loser is deeper than just the girlfriend. It's much deeper. It's more about your relationship with your own life as an individual. Rarely do I hear people that go, man, because some people are like, nah, man, when I do breakup coaching, when I do a full-on coaching, I go through stuff with you. How do you like your job? There's people that are doctors that I've talked to, and they're like, I hate this job. It's like, really? You're a fucking doctor? You don't like it? Let's talk about that. That affects your relationship. You feeling like a loser as an individual is not married to your relationship. It's got other reasons. Because people that break up, no matter who you are, you're not bulletproof on the heart. So you're going to hurt. Your feelings are going to hurt. You're going to be upset. You're going to be, I don't care who you are. If you had feelings for someone, you don't just walk away and go, oh, yeah, this is excellent. This is great. The only people that do that are the people that are married like 20, 25, 30 years, and they've been bored with marriage, sleeping in separate bedrooms, cheating on each other for 5 years. So the marriage is already dissipated. It's already smoke. Those kind of people, they're like, oh, when I broke up, I was done, man. Yeah, because you guys were together for 20 years, and 5 of them were a breakup. Follow me? Those are the people. But most people, they don't just move on like, oh, no problem. Now, if someone was really bad to someone, hurtful, mean, said extremely fucked up things to someone, that person will still be hurt, even though you break up. But it'll be much easier for them to not call you. Because they're just like, wow, that you said that about me. But you feeling like a loser is an individual feeling based on your own body of work, right? It's like we were just talking about sports. Marco, you're a basketball fan. Saeed, I'm not sure if you're a basketball fan. I'm going to go here with it, though. if I got a team that loses a lot, right? They lose a lot. Let's say they have the worst record in the league. The Warriors did last year. They can look at it like, we got a young team right now. We know they're inexperienced. We got a few bright spots. Or everyone on the team can look at it like, yeah, we're just a bunch of losers, man. Right? Even when you lose, you can still frame the loss in a way that's positive or neutral moving forward. You broke up with this woman. I still don't know the story, Saeed, but when I get to the story, I can help you frame it in a way that's not bullshit, but it's better than, I'm a loser. I feel lost. Feeling lost has nothing to do with your ex. Feeling lost has a lot to do with where you're at as an individual. Has to do with your job, has to do with your spiritual part of your life, maybe your family and friends. The human being, the human spirit, the human's world, way more deeper than a man-woman connection. That being said, you lose someone, it fucking hurts. But if you come out of a breakup and you're like, I'm a loser, that's not your ex's fault. That's not your ex's fault. I've had bad breakups. I've had times when I've hurt. I've had times where I felt bad. I've had women say shit to me that was like, fuck. Man, I remember, I've talked about this one time before. This just came to mind. I remember I was in my early 20s. I was like 22. A long time ago. Alif's 23 right now. So Alif's like, ha, ha, ha. Right? And I was living in San Diego, and there was like a block party. Everyone had like their shirt off, like guys-wise. And there was these dudes partying at our house, really cool dudes. I think they were ex-football. I think they played football or something like that. These guys were like jacked. And one of the dudes was like Olympian, great shape, everything like that. I wasn't in bad shape, but I wasn't fit. You know what I mean? I didn't have like muscle definition or anything like that. I didn't give a fuck. I'll have no shirt on. I'm fine. Anyhow, these girls roll up in a convertible, and one of them wasn't even that cute. I don't remember their face. This is 22, so it's like 16, 17 years ago. They roll up and they're like, hey, what's up? And my buddy that's there is like, hey, what's up? And this other dude that's like a friend of a friend that's like 6'3", like I said, yoked, right? They're like, hey, what's up? Da, da, da. They're talking and stuff. And one of the girls looks at me and she's like, yeah, not you. You're not cute. And I was just like, I don't think I've ever had that happen, like, to me before. And I'm not saying like, oh, you're so good looking. But it fucking hurt for like a fucking 1 second.
Like, wow.
Yeah, like you fucking, like I would never say that to like a woman or something. But I was standing next to, like I said, this one dude was like 6'2", yoked. The other one, and I was like, oh yeah, come on in. You guys want to get a beer? Like hang out. This was like a party at the house. They pulled up to, and the girl was like basically like, you stop talking, I'll talk to him and him. Didn't cry about it. Didn't say I'm a loser or anything. But I remember in that moment feeling like, damn, could give a fuck the rest of the night, right? Now, if you're one of these people, like someone says something like that, and you're like, wow, I look really ugly or I'm really bad, that's on you. Because in that moment, yeah, it hurt. Like, it bugged me. Someone else would be like, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Go for you. I'm being honest. Someone says that to you point blank, it doesn't feel good. But I'm not going to let their, it's kind of like wearing a raincoat. The water just rolls off your back. But when you get in a breakup and you're like, I'm a loser, I'm this, that's a choice of language. That's a choice. I could have taken that moment. And I don't know why that moment came to mind. I just remember I hadn't had a woman talk to me that harsh. Like, and the way she looked at me too. When someone looks at you and they're just like,
look down on you.
Look down on you.
Yep.
And she was actually in the car. And I was thinking to myself, sweetheart, you are not that bad. You are not that hot. I didn't say that though. I was just kind of caught off guard. Now, saying that, I was standing next to two, dudes that were like fit, whatnot, like I said, athletes, whatever. But I didn't look at it like the next day, like, oh, I'm a loser, I'm this. When you come out of a breakup, that's what you're doing. You're letting one individual in the world of, 7 billion people define who you are. And that's dangerous, man. So, Saeed, if you want to get to the bottom of that, send your story into writemac.com or let's do a live coaching session. I'll give you a refund if you don't find it helpful or useful. Let me get into this live stream a little bit before we get into the top 5 reasons to block your ex, because I want to have it as one long block from our man Aleph over here to take care of. So let's get it here. Okay, so Saeed, happiness comes from within. You have to be fine or on your own, mate. The void of a breakup is there for a couple months, but it will be okay after. I mean, it can, the void, if you're together 5 years, 6 years, the void can be 6 months. It can be longer. Depends on, like, this is where the story comes in. Did you live together? You know, did you have a baby together? Like, there's so many different things that make it stronger, more harder, ... Yeah, it's going to be tough. But saying that I feel like a loser, shed that snake skin. Today, right now, just make a choice. I'm never fucking saying that again. That's not true. Like, use that comment right now, right here, December 14th. Saeed says, I'm no fucking loser. How'd you get the woman in the first place? Going around, oh, I'm a loser. Hi, I'm Saeed. I'm a loser. You didn't do that, did you? She found something in you at some point in your life, right? Get the fuck back on deck. And start with saying, I'm no loser. You don't need to say you're a winner. I don't know what kind of language you want to use, but you're never going to want to say that again. I feel like I lost a chance in my life. Here, a lot of people do this, women and men. Oh, I lost a chance. Oh, I wasted time. Bullshit. You just lived your life. You did the best you could in a moment where you didn't have all the puzzle pieces. And I'll tell you what, a lot of times, write this down, Saeed, because it's valuable information, dude. A lot of times, if you didn't break up now, it was coming later on. That's what people, oh, if that event didn't happen or we didn't have that fight, we'd be together. Yeah, what, for another 2 weeks, another 2 months, another 3 months? That cloud was already looming, my friend.
How long will it last? How long will it last, like that feeling?
If you didn't break it, because a lot of people go, oh, shit, if I didn't do this. I remember feeling that way. I was like, fuck. We had an ultimatum. We had a fight. I remember before I broke up, like my girlfriend, I think the same day was like, let's go on this vacation to Napa or something like that. And I was like, no. So like right there in the back of my head, I'm like, oh, if I would have accepted that. It doesn't matter because it's already done. But by the way, it was coming anyways. That's why it happened, right? Like it didn't just, you just didn't force it down someone's throat. So, Saeed, thanks a lot. Hope I feel better, but now it's really bad. You will. I really believe that I am right there with you, mate. Girlfriend broke up with me 2 months ago after 3 years, kind of in the same place. Well, you guys have different stories. I guarantee you that, Marco. The thing is, she put all the blames on me when she broke up with me. She treated me in a way I have no value and I'm a useless person. Fuck that, dude. Here's the thing. Do you believe that? This is the greatest question you can ask yourself when someone puts like, oh, you were this, you were that. Do you believe that? I remember I had a breakup, and at the time I remember one of the things that was looming, my girlfriend weeks earlier had said, like, you're just lazy. That wasn't necessarily why we broke up, but that's the words that kind of stuck with me. And I thought, looking back, I was fucking lazy. I had a lazy moment in my life as far as work went. But I wasn't like lazy in our relationship. That being said, I got to a point where I was like, fuck. I remember jogging. I had a moment in my head. Instead of going, oh, yeah, oh, you're so lazy, Mac, like cuddling up in bed and complaining and crying, I said to myself, I'm not fucking lazy. I started jogging every day, 4 or 5, 6 miles, right? And in my head, I was like, I'd be struggling to keep going, and I'd be like, I'm not lazy. That shit drove me a little bit. I'm not a useless person. I'm not a loser. You got to get on a rocky moment where you're just like, you know what? I'm not accepting this shit. Just because she made me feel this way, she had a gun to your head? No, I don't think so, dude. You got to use that stuff and go, I'm not useless. And when someone says something to you, this is a big one, Saeed. I'm spending some extra time with you, bud. This is a big one. Do you believe it? Now, second part. If you lived long enough in your life, have any other friends or family in your life gone, hey, you're pretty useless, or use the same things that your ex blamed you with? Because those are the people that you can go, maybe I am lazy, maybe I am useless, because that's what everyone else has told me in my life. At the same time, you could change that narrative at any given moment. Any given moment. Fight, of course she will. A lot of people do that, not only women, but men also. It's easier to put the blame on someone. I have a big problem. I can't forget my ex, and I'm still talking to him. Why are you talking to him? Would be my question. Because you're not going to forget someone while you're talking to him, right? Are you still following him on social media? We're going to talk about this today. I'm going to give you some motivation on that level. Yeah, you don't need to forget your ex. You need to heal from the breakup. It takes time. It takes time. The problem that a lot of people have is there is a process that hurts, and there's no getting around it. And people just go, okay, I'm just going to call them up. I'm going to hang out, or I'm going to, and you're not going to heal. You probably won't ever forget about them. You just need to learn to live with the facts, with the events that occurred. Thank you. Delaney, think about sending your story to Mac or coaching. Thank you, Sabina. I appreciate it, hun. I'm very good at what I do, and I offer a money-back guarantee. That's not some cheesy sales job. That's just the truth. Any tips on how to move on from cheating? Andy Manalang. What nationality is that name? Manalang. Manalang? I just found out he cheated, but he messaged me last Friday to talk to him. So he sent that twice. First of all, is it the first time he cheated? Second of all, is that something that's completely unacceptable for you? Third of all, do you have concrete evidence that it happened, or is this hearsay? Fourth of all, what do you want at this point? Do you want an apology and a chance to work things out, or are you just done? So when you just tell me, like, where are you at with this? So you asked the question 3 times. That's interesting. You asked the question 4 times. That's interesting. Is there a reason why you'd ask the question 4 times? Is that a mistake by you? After 6 years, she ended up with just a phone call. It was very disrespectful. You know what? People do this a lot. Oh, they texted me, or they did it by phone. Rip the Band-Aid off. It hurts all the way around. If you're going to hang on to that, it's not going to serve you. It's very hard for me. I just found out he's cheating on me for more than a month, almost 2 months. It's very painful. He denied everything, and until now, he's not talking to me. So do you have proof or evidence besides sending me the same question 5 times? Any tips on how to move on? Why do you keep sending that question? He has low interest in a relationship with you. Are you sending that question over and over again to make sure I answer it? Philippines. Good place, good people. Just know that when it comes to those kinds of things, what you're willing to accept now becomes the expectation later. The thing about cheating is some people can forgive someone for cheating once. It's a story. Yeah, please stop sending the same. Thank you. Some people go, cheating, I'm done. Some people go, I need to know what happened and I can accept it. Some people, the list goes on. One thing that I would say that a lot of, in my line of work, there's a lot of people that go, oh, I wish I just knew, then I could break up with them. Like, I wish I just knew that they cheated, or I wish I just knew they were done. To me, if someone's been cheating a month, it hurts. It would suck. I haven't had it done to me in that fashion before, but I'll tell you what, human beings are crafty, clever individuals, and there's a lot of people that have been cheated on that never know. That being said, when you break up, you have your golden road to I'm done. Think about that for a minute. Someone cheated on you for a month? Fuck, cry, tell your best friend, talk to Mac McCarthy on the live stream, book a live coaching session, the list goes on. Let's unpack it, hun. But here's the thing. You're done, correct? Someone cheated on you for a month and you know it. You're done. Cut off all airwaves. You're done. You're done. You're done. What's the alternative? Like I said, maybe you got a kid together. Maybe you have some, maybe you have something else. You want to give the individual another chance. I don't have a problem with that. Someone from the outside will go, oh, I would never do that. That's up to you. You can go, oh, you know what? He was in a hard place and we hadn't had intimacy in a long time. Whatever you want to frame it. You do have choices, right? Right now, Andy from the Philippines, because I don't get a lot of people from the Philippines very often. If you want to call in on Skype during the live stream, if you want to write out a little bit of your story, I'd be willing to do that. We can unpack that a little bit. Who else do we got here? Marco. You got to write a little bit of your story first, though. You can't just call in and just go, I feel bad. I don't know what to do, and just and blabber on. You got to have your story written out a little bit. You want to call in, Andy Manilang. Okay, let's do this, hon. This is how it's going to work out. You're going to get a free coaching session online, live right now. Now, Andy, this is what I want you to do. I've done it on the live streams. When people just call in, and this is why the story counts, they just go on and on and on. And then Aleph edits it and goes, wow, that guy did a lot of talking about nothing. Right, Aleph? You're like, you've had it a few times. You're like, geez. Like, so I want you to do this, Andy, if you want my help, and I'll comb through it with you. Why does it do this sometimes? It sometimes has an error. Okay, so I want you to go to Coach Mac McCarthy Gmail, and I want you to email me your story. Maybe it takes you 10 minutes, 15 minutes. If you don't have time to do that, then I don't have time to just let you call in the live stream. I'm going to go through the topic of this video, 28 minutes in, top 5 reasons to block your ex. I'm going to go through the topic of this video while you write the email. Okay? So, please send that in. It's saying that there's an error. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain. Is it on right now, Aleph? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, so please write in your story to Coach Mac McCarthy. It should take you about 10 minutes. Just do your best to as many details as possible. How long you've been together? Did you live together? See the feelings, the stuff you're going through right now. That'd be great. Okay. And then I'll pull up the story when I call, and I'm going to talk to you on Skype. Hopefully you have Skype. In about 10 minutes, when I get, because it'll take me about 10 minutes to go through this topic, we'll get you on the call. But then at least I have a story to go on. Is that okay with you, Andy? Thank you. Big fan of the Filipino nation. Lots of them in the Bay Area where I grew up, and actually where I live in Phuket, Thailand right now. We have a lot of Filipinos. I like them. Good people. Okay. So let's get into it. We're at the 30-minute mark, Aleph, just for you for the video editing, so that when you want to cut this down, you know that it starts at 30 minutes. Does that help you, bro?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, half hour of introduction.
Yeah, I know. Okay, so it's all right. We had some new people on deck, so this is what the live stream is. This is why I like the live stream. It's not for the masses. It's for individuals. Okay, hon. Don't shortcut anything. Don't go, oh, I shouldn't say that. Put your feelings into it. Write it out. Do your best, okay? If your grammar's off a little bit, don't even worry about it. Just write the story, okay? Top 5 reasons to block your ex. Dun, 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 dun. Should we replay that a little bit? Okay. Top 5 reasons to block your ex. We'll put the music on in the background for this one. Ready? Because I'm going to move quickly because we got a caller waiting. We'll leave it on for a little bit. We'll let it ride. Okay, so top 5 reasons to block your ex. Don't turn into a spectator sitting in the cheap seats watching a game you are no longer in. Now, someone sent me that quote from a video I've done a while back on he put it on his fridge, Aleph. He wrote down this quote from one of my other videos.
Oh.
And he sent it to me in a message on IG. Mm-hmm. Like I took this quote and put it up. It's a pretty good quote, actually. Don't turn into a spectator sitting in the cheap seats watching a game you are no longer in. What I'm telling you is stop watching your ex on social media. I hope that we understand that when we talk about blocking your ex, we're talking pretty much about social media. I mean, we're not just talking about phone calls, right? This is where everyone communicates, right? Let's be honest. Number 1, dun, dun, they hurt you. Seeing them hurts you. Seeing them doing anything that resembles fun or happiness hurts you. What is social media made for? It's competitive happiness. Look at my food. Look at my sunset. Look at how great I look. Most people on social media, not all, go there to show you, I'm happy, I'm great, I'm grand, life's wonderful, or I'm just chilling. Most people, not all, don't go there for a pity party. Some do, but it's just less common. If they're in a breakup, they're probably not going to go, oh my God, I miss my ex so much right now, even if they do. Right? So, for people to post they miss their ex, it's just not that common. It's just not that common. It's more common that someone that broke up with, especially if they broke up with you, it's more common for them to be like trying to show or portray, I'm doing really well right now. The beach is wonderful. Or I just went on this cool trip. Life's so good. They're overcompensating a lot of times. And who cares? It's up to them. Great job. You went to the beach. Great job. You went to the zoo for the week. I don't care. You're broken up now. Well, sometimes those that break up post, but usually not a strong post. What I meant by that is that most of the time, the person that got dumped might put up a sad song or something like that or say they're hurting. But the person that dumped you, that broke up with you, usually they want to stay pretty strong. They usually want to kind of be okay with things.
Move on.
Yeah. Some people that get dumped want to overcompensate and be like, oh, I'm just fine. Oh, I just went to, I went here, I went there, and show off. So, number 2, 5 reasons to block your ex. You could get caught up in your feelings and post something that makes you look pretty pathetic, that makes you look bitter, that makes you look pitiful, none of which your ex finds attractive. They might feel sorry for you. They might think, oh my God, I hurt her, I hurt him. But they're not thinking, oh, I want to get back with them now because they're crying so much. That's really a reason why, oh, they're making me feel bad about what happened, so now I want to get back with them. No. And then the audience on social media doesn't go, oh man, like a lot of them go like, oh shit, Alif's really losing it on social media. Did you guys see what he wrote? I mean, I had a colleague I worked with one time way back. This guy's in his 50s. And this guy got women pretty well, pretty confident individual. And I remember people were going like, people were hitting me up. They were like, did you see what so and so posted on Facebook last night? I'm like, no. What happened? They're like, oh God, he did a live video, crying and drinking beers about how bad his ex did him, and she took money from him. I mean, it was really pathetic. A 50-year-old guy doing this. And I remember being embarrassed for him. And numerous. Because the thing about like Facebook or one of those, you have a lot of people on there that aren't really your friends. They're acquaintances. They're people that don't know you. So you go and air some stuff like that, they're like, wow, John's really losing it right now. And then they'll go find his friend. Like, because I was a friend of this guy. And they would be like, did you see what's... And I'm like, no, I'm not active on Facebook. And they're like, wow. Now, a lot of people, oh, be vulnerable. Oh, show your wounds. Don't care what other people think. I agree. But really what you're doing when you do it on somewhere like Facebook and you got 500 Facebook friends, you're telling everyone, like, please feel sorry for me. That's the way I take it. If you feel bad, reach out to people close to you and go, hey, Mac, dude, can you give me a few minutes, man? I need to talk about this. like, and cry to your friend. Doing a video on Facebook, drinking some beers, and calling the ambulance. And like I said, the next day when you wake up, that shit's live. It's done. And someone could be like, oh, I don't even care. I don't even care. Okay. All your colleagues, everyone you work with, everyone you know, everyone at the coffee shop, everyone that's, it's like I said, if your plan is to make your ex feel sorry for you and somehow get you back, that's like one of the worst things you can do. Let alone people around you just go, wow. There might be a few people that feel sorry for you, but really, is it a great thing as an adult human being to have people feel sorry for you? You know what I mean? Like, when you feel bad for yourself, seek out people that really fucking care about you. Like, really care about you and go, hey, man, I need to talk. I've been there for friends. This is why I do what I do, because I'm pretty fucking good at it. I mean, some people aren't. It's not their thing. They don't like to listen to people when they have problems. But going live with 500 Facebook friends and being pathetic, you're going to look back and it's going to make you feel worse. Don't you think? Okay, number 3. And what I'm saying is, if you don't block your ex, they might do something on social media that pushes you into that zone where you do something like this. Number 3, you have no self-control on social media. His family, her coworkers, her friends, you somehow believe you're a detective. Only this isn't CSI and a crime hasn't been committed. Is it possible in any place, anywhere in the world, that someone can call the police and go, I have a broken heart, he did this to me? And the cops are going to go, okay, let me take a description, ma'am. How's your heart look? Oh, shattered. Okay, did they take some pieces? Okay. Is it black? Is it blue? Nope. Okay. Well, ma'am, this happens all over the world, and unfortunately, this is a white-collar crime. And if you haven't been assaulted, nothing's been stolen, there's nothing we can do for you. Basically, people are like, and then they go, oh, I saw this on social media. I saw this on social media. And you're building this fucking case to tell all your friends and family about. No one cares. No one was hurt, assaulted, or stolen. So you got your heart broke. Unfortunately, you can't call the police and file a report. You can't gather evidence of what they're doing now in order to convince others that you believe they actually never did care about you. Or the worst one, they're now with someone else. You knew it, and now you know it from pictures. What does that do to you? It's like when your favorite team loses the championship. I know I do a lot of sports stuff. Let's say your favorite team, whether it's football, basketball, or baseball. Yes, I'm American, so I'm going to use American sports. They lose the championship, and you blame the refs. Or the best player on the team was hurt. It might be true, but you still lost, dude. It's like your girlfriend dumped you. Your girlfriend broke up with you. Your girlfriend left. However you want to frame it. It's not fair. And now she's with someone else on Facebook. Can you believe it? Still dumped you. Same result, dude. Just like when someone loses a championship, like, yeah, but Michael Jordan was hurt. Doesn't matter. You still lost. No, you don't get a retake on that. Right? It sucks. Welcome to life. And you blame the refs. Your best player was hurt. It might be true, but you still lost. The winners will take the trophy and have their parade. Your ex broke up with you. They will move on, most likely at some point. They will meet someone else, and when they do, you don't want pictures, quotes, and videos of how much they're enjoying it. Why would you ever want that? Think about this. In fact, to the internet, which I was alive prior to the internet. I don't know if you were, Aleph, at 23. I was alive. I'm 39, so I had my teen years and my kid years. So I think around 17 or 18, the internet came in with the AOL, right? So I know what it was like before internet. If you asked anyone before internet started, hey, when your ex breakups, hey, if you broke up with your ex, would you like some evidence of how great they're doing after you? Would that be something you'd like to know about? I think most likely they would answer with disgust, like hell no. Right? I don't think people would be going, oh yeah, that'd be really nice. No. Number 4, whistle blowing victim. Look what they're doing. Look what they did to me. I hear this all the time. They're a narcissist. Are you broken up? Yeah, we've been broken up for 2 months. I talked to his mom, and his mom agreed. He's a narcissist. You're just whistleblowing. That's all you're doing. Look at him. Look what he's doing. Look what she's doing. Yeah, they're done with you. Look what you're doing. Did they steal from you? Did they physically assault you? If that's the case, go to the police. If they didn't, you going around telling everyone how bad a person they are, it just doesn't hold weight. Mm-hmm. Number 5, and we got Mandy on the line pretty soon here because she did send her story and she did listen to me. Number 5, what you don't know can't hurt you. And if your friends start to report stuff to you, tell them to stop. It's a sensitive road out of breakup hell, but here's the thing. You don't want out of any hell but here's the thing. You do want out of any hell or any breakup. Staying back to collect photos and video clips post-breakup only creates further burns and scars. Get the hell out of there. Run, don't walk. Keep your eyes on the path back to being single. Imagine social media is like going to a drive-through movie and it's airing clips of how well your ex is doing. You can't turn the movie off watching it, but you cannot attend the show. You can boycott the whole damn event. Silent protest. Hell no, I won't go. Hell no, I won't click. Hell no, I won't watch her snaps. Hell no, I won't like her post. Hell no, I won't read her post. Hell no, I won't view her page. There's your protest. Helps, folks, because it gets old sometimes. People send me this stuff. The heart might be the most valuable organ in your body, but it's the eyes that really give us all the good and bad information we can handle. Control what those eyes may see, and you'll be better after the breakup. You'll heal a lot better. Okay, so we got someone live on the line. Let's set this up, Aleph. I got to put the phone line in. Is it here? Okay. We got live help for a young Filipino woman in the Philippines. And I say in the Philippines because there's Filipinos all over the world. Correct me if I'm wrong. All right, she gave me a little bit here. Cool. Okay. All right, Miss Andy, are you on Skype? I like to use Skype. It seems to work best. What's your Skype name? Or you want to put in Skype Coach Mac McCarthy, Andy? Coach Mac McCarthy at Skype. If you can find me, I'm on Skype right now, Andy. So we got a few new people that join. Mathawina. What an interesting name. What nationality is that? I'm always just curious. Hello, Coach Mac. Please help me. I want my ex to move on. I don't want him anymore. Stop talking to him. I moved on from my ex 1 year ago, and he was still chatting me. I blocked him. I hope and pray I will no longer love him. He's taking advantage that my other ex got married. How is he taking advantage of that? I just had a breakup too. John had mental breakdown. It's like a double moving on stage. I moved on from him, and it seems like he wants me to be sad too because I had to break up. Why don't you just cut off any and all contact and just be abrupt and clear and direct? Mathawina? Yeah, I mean, what's the alternative? Like, just go, hey, you know what? I don't want to talk to you anymore. It doesn't feel good. Agreed on Facebook, vomiting, pain about breakup. My friend has been doing it for years. Lala, good to hear from you, hon. I hope you're well. Miss Oregon's finest. Marco, I had 2 exes, and the other ex of mine wants to get back and trying to get back upon knowing he seems happy when I'm sad. Well, you know what I notice? There's a lot of women out there that go, oh, yeah, my ex is trying to get... Just holding like a little piece of bait, like cat pain. You could abruptly go, hey, Joe, I'm not interested. I have no time for you. You picking up the phone and having a conversation of over 10 minutes is actually entertaining the thought. It's called cat pawing in my book. And you know what? You're playing a role in it. Cut off all contact. Give them some tough love and just go, I'm done. La la, aha, yes, get it. So he lives still under her spell. I sent my email, Coach. I got it. I'm waiting for your you to hit me up on Skype, Coach Mac, Andy. What's up, Leandra? Do you have? I don't have a meet code. It's on Skype. Do you have Skype? You can download Skype in about a millisecond, I think. Mac, I would add this for social media. Sometimes it helps you to look at their profile, but to some degree, if you are mentally strong enough, it can help you move on. You know what? No, we're not going to use Google Meet. It just doesn't work as good in my experience. So download Skype. People do that to me all the time. They go, "Oh, can you do this?" Yeah, no, I'm not gonna. I'm gonna go out of my way for you in one direction, but this is what I like to use. Because in the early months post breakup, you are, Mac. I would add this for social media. Sometimes it helps you to look at their profile. You know what? Some people might need to see something that hurts them to move forward. I'll buy that. Like I said, if they broke up with you and act happy, okay, move on. Of course, it's easier said than done. Sure. Marco, I'm with you. In my experience, I would say 80 to 90% of the time, stay the fuck away from social media. Okay, no problem, Andy. I'm waiting for you.
Can I add something?
Absolutely.
Like, even you saw every post in social media, do you think that's it true? How much is true? Because when someone gonna show something on social media, it's like an iceberg from the sea. We can just only saw something, but we don't know what deep down is.
Yep. Well, I mean, there's a lot of artificial, fake, misleading, half truths.
Because someone just would like to show something they would like to show on social.
Right. And if you're sensitive, here's the thing: if you break up with your ex and there's anything on there pertaining to them hooking up with someone else, that's the hardest thing. Like a picture with another guy. I remember seeing just a ex-girlfriend's friends with someone else, and that fucking hurt, right? Like that would hurt a lot of people. That's why I'm saying there are some people out there that could be like, "Oh yeah, I don't mind." Sure. Most, it will eat you. It will eat you up. Uh-oh, she's on deck. That was quick. So we got our live. Here we go. See that? That was really quick to... All right. I'm going to just do audio only. We don't need to do video, Andy, if that's okay with you. All right, let's get you on deck. I love how they have this old... Andy? Can you hear me? Hello? Oh, it just went silent. We gotta... Is the sound on?
Yeah. I did. Yeah. No. That one's for YouTube.
Can you hear me, Andy? Can you hear me, Andy? I can hear you, Coach, he says. Shit. What do you think it is?
We already put the light in. Off.
Huh.
So, does your mic already answer?
Mine? She said she can hear me fine.
Sorry.
So can you double check your...
Yeah, already. Yeah.
It comes through.
Yep.
Andy, can you hear? Can you speak? Can you try again? Because we've had this work before. Oh, she said I'm fixing my headset. Okay, I'll be patient with you.
Okay. So, Mac, do you finish that topic already, right?
Yeah. Why, you want to mark it?
No. I just would like to make sure, because on during the time you lie on the topic, something is on my head. Sorry.
What?
Like today, I planning to swimming, so so they just burned something. Okay.
Can you hear him? Andy? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Now I can. All right, we're on deck. Okay, can you speak a
Sorry,
little?
can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's much more clear, hon. Thank you kindly. Okay.
Hi, sorry.
No problem, Andy. Where are you at in PI?
I'm at home. I'm at home, sir.
Oh no, I mean what area of I don't know Philippines that well. I only know Manila, but are you in one of the
Yeah,
major?
I'm in Manila.
Ah, that was just a guess. That's like going, oh, are you in New York if you're in America? All right, cool. How old are you?
I'm 23.
23. Aleph, same age. So we got, oh God, a lot of wisdom here. We got actually, I live in Phuket, Thailand. We have a lot of Filipinos that actually live here too. And I'm from the Bay Area, and like I said before, in California, there's a lot of Filipinos there. So I got a lot of love for you guys. Okay, so
Thank you.
no
Appreciate
problem.
that.
No problem, hon. All right, so it says, hi, coach, because she did write in. This is what I do appreciate. A lot of people be like, oh, can I just call in without writing anything? So she writes in, hi, coach. Okay, so you asked to keep one of the parts private. Okay, I'll do my best here. I apologize for sending my question 1,000 times. I just want to make sure you answer because I'm kind of desperate. Thank you for taking the time to answer. Why would you say you're desperate? Why would you use that
I've
word?
been talking to a lot of people about my situation, and they're already fed up.
Ah, okay, so I've been with my ex for a year when we broke up. He is my classmate in school, in university, because you're 23, right? Is this a university?
Right.
Okay. I met him at school, but he's staying in a special program. He's recovering. Okay, but I accepted everything and knew everything. I was close with his family, and he's close with my family. So he's going through some issues right now in his life. Were those issues he had when were those issues he had when you first met him?
Yes.
Okay. Is that something that you've dealt with in your own family before?
I'm sorry. You caught up. What's that? I'm sorry.
I'm saying that your ex-boyfriend's current problems, which you knew about in the beginning, was that a problem? Is that a problem you've seen in people in your family before? Is that something you've dealt with that's not foreign to you?
Well, he's the first time. Yeah.
So this is the first time. There's been nobody in your family that's had a problem with alcohol or drugs or anything.
Wait, the one
like
that I mentioned? No. Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but I mean in your family or
Right,
friends
right.
growing up. Has
That's
anyone?
just him.
Okay. So you have no experience. You have no experience dealing with someone close to you that has this problem.
No, I don't.
Okay. So that's.
I don't. Yeah.
I'm not. I'm not trying because this is a live stream. Don't worry. We don't judge you in any way. But the reason I ask that is it's not to intrude on your family or your friends, because a lot of times people, if they deal with
I
someone,
understand.
if they deal with someone in that situation, they don't know how to deal with it because they've never been around someone like that. So it can be very difficult for them, because being with someone that has those kinds of issues sometimes can be very manipulative, and it can create issues that you haven't come across. So, but I accepted everything, knew everything. I was close with his family, and he's close with my family too. We lived together for almost 4 months. Their house. Okay, that's a big step. Good. September, I went back home because we broke up after 2 weeks. He wants to get back together, and I agreed. I love him, and I love him with everything that I can. But now, a couple days ago, his relative told me everything after I went home. Do you not want me to talk about this online?
Yeah, if that's okay.
You want me to refrain? Okay, so let me read it silently, because I can tell by the way you're reacting right now, very intuitive, that you're like, why are you reading this out loud? I meant to read it out loud. Okay, so let me read it to myself. Usually I'd want to share it with everyone, but I can tell you're a little uncomfortable. I can just sense it. So let me see. It's relative to... Okay. So this relative is aware that he cheated because he actually brought the girl he was cheating on with to the house. correct?
Yes.
Okay, so that's why you're pretty you're
Um,
crystal clear that it happened. It's not like your friend just told you a rumor, correct?
no, it did happen. Yes.
I blocked him, but he used Friday. He told me to talk to him, but I did not respond. I hope this is kind of clear. Thank you so much. So I can't share everything with the group, but let's just say that there's a substance abuse problem. I think that's fair to say, which is there's no shame in that, hun. There's millions of people in the world with that problem. And there's cheating that's been going on that is going on. You've been together for a year, correct?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then you actually lived with his family, so you're quite close. Okay, so that's some baby been broken up.
Well, technically, since I found out, and it was just a couple of weeks ago, I remember.
Okay, so about we'll just say a few weeks ago, that's when you got that information from the relative.
No, it was just 2 days ago. But I
Okay,
found a picture online, coach. I found a picture online, and the girl posted a picture with him, with the girl's family, and then that's
oh,
when I
so
told
you guys
him.
broke up prior to you finding out that he cheated.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So what do you? So right now, present day, today, talking to me right now, what do you really want?
If I'm being honest,
Mm-hmm.
I would really love for us to work this out if that's even possible. Um,
Okay.
yeah, a lot of people are telling me that I'm really stupid. I don't have,
Okay. So
and they
what would be the perfect situation where you'd work it out, like the ideal thing? Let's just put the people giving their opinions to the side, and what would
Mhm.
be the ideal outcome? So you would like to work it out. So how would that look if it worked out the way Andy would want it to work out?
Well, first, coach, I would want him to admit everything, like everything,
Okay.
and of course say sorry. And I would love for him to go back to school because he dropped out.
Okay. Anything else?
And apologize to my family and his family too.
Okay, because your family knows.
Yes, they know everything.
Okay, so here's the good news. You're very clear on what you want. Like some people are like, I don't know what I want. I don't know. I hate like you. It sounds like you're like I'm willing to. So you have some, and there'll be people out there. There'll be people that go, oh, I would never take them. This is up to you, hun. I don't live in your skin. I don't live with your standards. I don't live. This is up to you. There's plenty of people out there in the world that have forgiven someone for. So if you want to do that, you can. But stick to what you just told me, and what I call it is he's gonna have to meet you halfway on the bridge. So that means like you're like, look, you got to admit to everything and come clean. Number two, I want you to go back to school. Number three, I want you to apologize to my family and your family. So you got three really big things there that when you do have a conversation, you need to stick to those things. Because that's not necessarily what I would do if I was in your situation, but that's what Andy wants. That's what's important to you. Now you have to ask yourself also, are you going to trust his word? A lot of people, when they have someone cheat on them, they want them back, but they have trouble ever trusting them, and they'll bring this stuff up again and again. So this is kind of traumatic because in your situation there was pictures involved and there's other relatives that kind of, you know what I mean? It doesn't feel good when other people know all about it. And I know you're a young woman, so it's even more like hard to deal with. But I want to tell you, it's human. It happens all the time, hon. So even the people that you think, a lot of times you think like, oh my God, all these people are watching, all these people know. Listen, so many people have been through what you've been through with this guy, and you're going to be okay regardless, even if you don't get back together. Because you're 23. You're in school right now, right?
Yes.
And you're taking care of yourself?
Yes, I am.
Good. And you have a pretty good family?
Yes, I'm very close to my family.
Yeah, Filipinos have very good family ties. You guys, very good family ties. So the reason I ask that is not to intrude. I'm giving you the idea that
Yeah, of course.
I'm
Mhm.
I'm giving you the idea that you have more going for you than just this guy. So you're gonna be okay, and you need to come back to that. Because if this doesn't work out, you got your family, you got school, and the shame that you have from this. Because would you call it shame or embarrassment a little bit?
Yes.
Shed that snakeskin, because trust me, hun, this is very, very human, and not that I know Asian culture and Filipino culture and the big families, and you're worried about what people think. It's not that big a deal. It's happened a lot. It's happened a lot. People don't care as much as you think. And right now, if you want to have that talk with him and see where it leads, that's up to you. But stick to what you really want. Does that make sense? If you want
Right.
him to apologize, don't give in. Don't say like, okay, like, if you feel like he's telling, I want you to understand something. If you feel like he's telling you a bullshit story, you'll never know if it's bullshit or not. But here's what you will know. You don't trust what he says. If you don't trust what he says, you can't have a relationship. You can't get back together and go, I think he's telling me the truth, but I just want this hurt to go away. You're telling me, when I asked you, you're really clear. You're like, I want everything. I want to know everything. And then you want to be able to decide if you forgive for that. If you feel like when you guys do have this chat that there's something not right there intuitively, you could be wrong, by the way. You'll never know, right?
Right.
But if you feel that, that's your cue to go, hey, I'm going to at least consider the fact that you need more time alone to figure out if you could trust this person again. Because that's pretty recent. And the fact that's been on social media and there's other people involved, you might need a little bit more time. And I'm going to tell you what, you're 23. Is this your first serious relationship?
No, it was my third one.
Okay, that's okay. No shame there. Here's the thing. How did those other ones end?
Well, the first one, coach, he also cheated on me, but not this bad. Not this bad.
Uh-huh. What does not this
The
bad
second
mean?
one, I mean, well, the first one I found about it, but I don't think that it lasted for a month. Not like this one. Well,
So the first one, did you break up once you knew, or how did you handle that?
the same thing. He actually went back, and I said yes, but after a while, I just didn't have like the strength to still go with it after what he's done.
Okay, and so the second boyfriend prior to this one?
The second one was I guess the most honest one. We didn't really have any problems. It was a mutual decision to break up. He's actually in Thailand right now.
He's actually in Thailand. That's ironic.
Yeah, in Bangkok.
Oh, wow. Isn't that ironic, Aleph? Huh? Like I said, there's a lot of Filipinos that live over here. People were like, really?
Right.
You guys
yes,
are
he went there, but he broke up with me.
to come here?
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's ironic, huh? There's a lot of hotel industry and singers, actually. People wouldn't think that, but you guys are great singers. A lot of cover bands and stuff.
Thank you.
I mean that as a compliment. Someone would be like, what do you mean singers? It's like, no, like great. I just went last week to a restaurant bar, and they had a full Filipino band. They were great. What are they called? The Dead Poets or
Hungry Poet.
the Hungry Poets? Yeah,
Yes.
they got like a Facebook page and everything.
Yep.
Excellent. Okay, I'm sorry to get off topic, but what? And it's good that you can giggle a little bit about this. This is one of the things I do when I do coaching. Let's not be so fucking serious.
Because I'm very happy I got to talk to you. I actually watch a lot of your videos.
Well, thank you. I take that as a compliment, hon. The where you're at now, though, I think that you got to keep in mind at 23, you've had a few relationships and you're learning still. And this particular one, is this the first one where you've lived with someone for a few months?
Yes, it's the
Okay.
first one.
Yeah, so this is a little bit more serious, right? Especially with your families involved. I can understand
Mhm.
that. But it doesn't sound like you did anything wrong. And one thing, like I said, you got relationships are trust, connection, and chemistry, and intimacy and attraction. And trust is really hard to rebuild. And right now, I think that you've been doing a lot of the heavy work. You've been, there's a few things here, and I'll add one of the things that seems simple is the fact that you want him. Let's say he tells you everything. Let's say he does this and that, but like you force him to go back to school. Don't If he doesn't want to go back to school or school's not for him. That's something that's important to you, and some people don't like school. That's not their thing, and then they won't do well. They won't do well in school. So I would encourage you that if that's something important to you, maybe this isn't the guy for you long term, because beyond the cheating or the lying, if you want someone that's more into into school and stuff, it sounds based on what you wrote about this guy and some of his issues. School's probably going to be the last thing on his list. Am I wrong?
Right, right. He actually told me school's not for him.
Okay. Okay. I've been a teacher for years at the university level. I tell students, if it's not for you, don't go. Don't waste your time or money. It's not for everyone. And so by the way, Andy, if that's important to you, then you should meet someone that it's important to them too, and then you'll have a stronger connection. Because in the back of your head, you'll always be going, why don't you go back to school? Why don't you go back to school? And
Right.
it creates annoyance, and you're not wrong, and he's not wrong. You just have a different opinion of it. May I ask what you're going to school for?
Yes, tourism.
Tourism. Ironic. Okay. Tough time for tourism, huh?
Right.
Yeah. No. I tell students right now, I'm like, God, that's a tough field to get into, but it's still possible. But this is a time, if school's important to you, then you need to double down on it, and you need to figure out what you want to do, because telling him that he needs to go back to school, that's the one that when you said it to me, I went, let's say everything went right and he didn't cheat and you guys are still together and you're nagging him to go back to school and he said school's not for him, that's going to be a problem. That's going to be a problem long term. And that doesn't, like I said, a lot of people think, oh, school's so great. It's not great for everyone. It's certainly not a place where you want to waste your time and your family's money. So, because, it costs money, right? So,
Right.
because that's a high standard thing for you, don't think it's a high standard thing for everyone else. And I would add that if you do have, it sounds like you guys are eventually going to talk, correct?
I feel so, yes.
Okay. I'm just going to add, like I said, it sounds like you kind of have a kindness to you, and that this guy could maybe talk. What are you anticipating in the talk, if I may ask?
Well, to be honest here, Coach, when he actually chatted last Friday, he just told me to talk to him first, cause I told him I know everything that you didn't tell me, but that's just what I said. He doesn't know like what I know, so I just told him, I know everything. I know everything. How could you do this to me? And then he just said, let's talk first. And then I didn't respond. I can't at the time.
So when you say you know everything, you want him to just throw everything on the table and say sorry, and that'll be enough?
He actually had the chance, Coach. I saw him
Hmm.
last Tuesday and we talked personally. I told him to admit it not.
I'm sorry, I lost you there for a minute. I told him what?
I told him to admit everything. We saw each other last Tuesday.
And he did the opposite and denied?
He just said that girl was just friend, if that's even a thing. He just said it's a friend and that he loves me.
And you don't believe him?
For a minute I did because he cried, but now no, I don't.
Okay, so the reason why you don't believe him is because his relative told you the truth, and that's a pretty good source. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Okay. You know what I mean? Because the thing is about when you get secondhand information, it could be wrong. Okay? There's, like it could be wrong. There's a difference when someone goes, "Oh, I walked in on him." You know what I mean? That's firsthand information. That's primary source. Secondary source. But it seems like intuitively you have a feeling like, no, this person was telling me the truth. Like you believe them. So regardless of it's true or not, it's going to eat at you. And if he's already had a chance to tell you the truth, and I'm like I said, if you don't have primary source, it could have been just a friend. I don't know. So I'm not going to just bury the guy. I don't know. I'm not going to go, oh, this isn't like Maury Povich or Dr. Phil where they just go, oh, this guy's, and I don't know him. I don't know him. And it could have been just a friend if it's a secondary source. But you feel like when you talk to that relative that it was pretty clear, right? Like you feel like that's...
Yeah. Yes.
So,
and I saw the picture, Coach. I did.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So you're not going to get by that. And now it's going to take him going back on his word before. And I'm just saying, like, even if you do get together, it's going to be very hard for you guys to trust each other. So you have a choice here. You can talk again. And I'm not telling you to do any of these things. I like you to make your own choices, okay?
Yes, I understand. Thank you.
Number one, have your chat. Be very clear on what it is you want, which you discussed earlier. And even if you want to include the going back to school thing, because that's you. That's what you want. Number two, you could go and like talk to yourself for a bit and go, Andy, maybe I just need a little bit more time away from this. Even though I'm hurting, right? Sometimes you need a little bit of time to lick your wounds and talk to your, and I don't know about your friends or family. If you have a big family, just talk to the one that you respect based on their own relationships. Don't talk to the ones that have been in 3 divorces or 2 breakups or hate men. You understand what I'm saying? I'm sure you have some friends like that that are like, oh, they're all cheaters. They're all this. Talk to the one that you go, that's the most reasonable.
That's an open mind, yeah.
Right? Okay, and don't go to them all. So just limit yourself to that person. And then you might even want to continue on with this story that you wrote to me now and write it out a little deeper and then read it to yourself. Okay? And that's why I'm saying like you can have a little bit more time to reflect. And here's the good news. A year is not that long. So even though it feels really bad right now, getting through this and getting on the other side of it, you can do it. If you were in 2, 3, 4 years, the longer the years, the deeper the wound, the deeper the cut. And be thankful that you found this out now, early on, right? You're 23.
That's what actually they told me, yeah.
You're at the pinnacle of your looks as a woman. You're at the pinnacle of who you can be. And I come back to that statement that you said, like, oh, yeah, I want him to go back to school. That tells me that he's not the person that you want him to be. And certain things about people, you can encourage them, but guys and women don't want another parent. Like, you should do this, you should do that, you should do this. Well, maybe that's not his road, and that's going to be a problem regardless of the cheating. That particular statement kind of gets me, because that's going to bother you later on, and it's going to bother him, because if he said school's not for him, and it's something that you enjoy, that you value, then there certainly is an opportunity for you to meet someone else. And it sounds like, 3 relationships so far, then that means that you're attractive, you're outgoing, and you're doing the right things. Like, that doesn't mean that you're a failure, right? And you've learned something from these past relationships. So you're in a good position right now, and you're willing to talk to someone like myself, and you're looking for solutions. So I always tell people when I do a live coaching where you pay me and we talk in private, we do a little bit more, ask some questions before, and you'd actually be able to talk about a little deeper about some of the stuff you don't want to talk about on the live stream. But one of the things I ask people, are you in a problem base or a solution base? Problem base means you tell everyone your problem. Solution base means like, I want help. I want to get someone like Coach Mac's opinion. I want to read a book. You know what I mean? And I think that's where you're at.
Yes.
You don't want to sit around telling everyone how bad this guy is. That's what I just talked about in the live stream, whistleblowing. Look how bad he is. Look what he did to me. Look what he did to me. It's like, be thankful you're done with someone like that. Be thankful that you found out that this didn't carry on for a long time. And then if you do revisit things, just know that you have a choice and that you are sitting in a position of power, and that you can go, don't be like, oh, I don't know what to do. No, know what you want first and foremost. And if it doesn't, if that can't be met or negotiated between the two of you, then you shouldn't get back together. Don't you agree?
I completely agree. Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Do you have any questions?
Well, I would really love to talk to him. It's just that I know that he's still with the other girl, so I don't really want to, interrupt the relationship.
Okay, so if he's with the other girl, because you told me earlier that he said that she's just a friend. So if you know he's with the other girl and you can't have a conversation with him, are you still gonna? Do you consider this chasing? Or no? Is that not the word?
I don't think that I'm chasing him, but he keeps on coming back.
I mean, he's calling you while he's with this other woman,
Yes, he's calling me.
and that's giving you hope that something could happen.
It's giving me hope that he would at least, admit his mistakes.
Okay, so what I would say is at some point you go, hey, look, if you want to talk, I'm willing to talk, but you don't want to just be like, oh, you call me once, you call me here and there or whatever, because you need to have a sit down, don't you think? Or have
Yes, I agree.
like like it seems like you have that much respect. Like you're like, we're not going to do texting, we're not going to do emoji good nights right now, or I miss you, that kind of shit. It's kind of like at a point now where it's like, no, I want to talk to you. And then you need to lay out what it is that you're looking for and what you want. And if you feel like, again, that this individual is lying, whether he's lying or not, if that's a feeling you have, you cannot have a relationship with someone you don't trust. It just doesn't work. And so, like I said, this is secondhand information, but you can't follow through with someone that you don't trust their words. And I believe in being in person because, like you can see, right? You can feel it. If you're,
Yes.
you can feel
agree,
it.
yeah.
And I think that you felt that before. I tell people all the time, you know your partner better than I do. You know this guy better than I do, so you would know the truth better than I do. And so if you need to have one more of those, then have one more of those. But don't ask yourself when you're in this situation, where's my power? Okay, you can set up a date and a time to talk. Stop waiting for him. Go, hey, look, you want to meet at this particular place and we can talk. But I'm not going to have this thing where he has a free moment and he's just throwing in like a sprinkling in like I miss you. Because
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I'll give you the covert guy's perspective. He's gonna because I owe it to you because I'm helping you. But it sounds like a classic case where he's gonna try to keep you on the line.
I think so too, Coach.
Does that
Yeah.
make sense? So
Yes.
you don't be a fucking victim. I'm sorry for my language. Don't be a victim.
Yeah. That's
Right?
okay.
Don't be a victim
Right.
and like, oh yeah, he's done this, he's done that. At some point you're like, where's my power in this situation? Where's my power in this situation? I can not talk to him again. I can block him. I can have one final conversation and see where we stand and see if he meets up with some of the things that I want him to meet up with. I can see if he's man enough to admit that he actually broke up, or I mean that he actually did what he did, right? And so you have some power here. You have an ability. And here's the thing that's really in your favor. He's still interested in you. He still sees value in you. And you know that, right?
I do.
You know
Yeah.
that. And that's what's keeping you kind of on the line. because you're like, okay, he still loves me, he still cares about me, he cried for me, he did this. It could be true. A lot of us guys, when I was in my 20s, I want my cake and eat it too. I do when I was when I was younger. It's one of those things. When a woman finds out, it doesn't last long. If you're a good woman and you have some boundaries and you have some dignity to go, you know what? You can't have your cake and eat it too. You got to make a decision here, and so you gotta have that conversation with them. Would you agree?
Yes, I agree, Coach, completely.
Yeah. Okay. Is this helpful and useful for you to talk?
Very much. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate it too, hon. Okay, so I wish you all the best. Feel free to shoot me an email. Let me know how that conversation went. Thanks for being brave and coming on the live stream for 30 minutes. Sorry, because I read that you were like, oh, I don't want to share all this stuff. Because I forgot your full name's up here. A lot of people have like covert names on live streams. It looks like you actually use your name. So I could see why when I looked up at your name, I'm like, oh, might be why she might be going, oh, don't tell him everything. My name's on there. But you know what, hon? If you think about it, I have a wide range of people from all over the world and all different ages, and people. Everyone's been the amazing thing about breakups is it crosses through all races and cultures and religions because everyone goes through it.
Yeah.
And like the funny thing about like cheating or any kind of breakup, they've all been done, but your interpretation's what's different. So that's why when I have to ask you about your story, it's how you feel about what happened. And that's why when you're like, oh, my friends and family said this, the most important interpretation is your own. And so when we talk like we just did, we just want to like put all the puzzle pieces out on the table for yourself. And it's okay for you to take more time to think about what you want, to take more time before you meet up with him, to take a little time to gather your feelings, right?
Right. I actually think that will be the best thing to do.
Okay, good. Have you been getting your exercise?
No, but
Okay, see, that's it. It's kind of funny because people will be like, what? It's very important when you're stressed. It's very important. It's underrated. Alep's like looking at me laughing. It's very important. It's like it keeps me sane. Right? It's like...
right.
Well, Andy, I would say it's true because you would be surprised. It's like your muscle gets stressed for a while, but after you exercise, you let the stress out.
It's pretty deep, right? No, I'm just saying that you really, when you're stressed out and you're going through it, and I call the mouse wheel in your head where you keep thinking about the same stuff. I'm sure that's happening right now. Like, why did he do that? I can't believe he did it. Like the only thing that switches things up is your physiology and getting it. Exercise won't cure you, but it'll give you some moments. And it definitely makes you feel a little bit better to release that. And if you can't do that, take a cold shower, throw some ice water over you, anything that changes your physiology and your feelings. But the worst thing you can do is just sit and watch TV or something like that, or sit in your room. Because I have a lot of clients, it's not their fault, but they live at home or they live with their families and they're in their 20s, and that's okay, but they have a room and that's their place. And so when they're in a breakup, they stay in their room a lot, and it like you got to get outside. You got to get outside and go for a walk. Hopefully you're not on lockdown over there in the PI, are you?
We are, but we are. Yeah.
I know.
I didn't know that. Is it bad? Is the COVID bad over there?
About 400,000.
Because Manila's a big city, so you do have to stay in.
Sorry.
So you do have to stay in.
Not all the time, but I'm guilty of staying in.
How do I know
Somebody.
Well, find a way, whether that's like on like YouTube yoga or anything like that. Just get some kind of exercise because it will help in dealing with those things. I always say the simplest way to exercise is just take a walk. I don't know if it's okay where you're at to go for walks or whatnot, but that's one of the simplest things. Or go drive somewhere near nature or something like that. But that's the simplest thing. If you don't need to go on like, I'm going to join a gym and I'm going to do a workout plan and all that. Like people think like, oh, I don't want to work. Like just go for a walk. That's all. And listen to some good music, and it helps you go through your thoughts. Because what happens is when you go for a walk, you're present because you don't want to get hit by a car You don't want a dog to bite you. So you have to look around. You have to be present. Where when you sit in your room, you just think past, 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 future, past, future, past, because the present's so fucking chill. You don't have to worry about anything. So like you're like, why is my mind doing this? Because in the present moment right now, you don't have to look for anything else. And so that's why walking and those kinds of things help you. Okay, so let's stay in contact. Go ahead and give me an update that you're doing okay, and thanks for being brave and being on the live stream. And I'm glad this was able to help you. And like I said, this is usually a time I don't come on at in the evening, but I'll come on again if this works. And wish you all the best, hon. Okay.
Thank you so much, Coach. I appreciate you, and both of you, God bless. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you kindly. Have a good one, hon. Bye-bye. All right. See, that helped that there was a little bit of a story there.
Yeah.
It also helps when people listen.
Mm-hmm.
When I've had a couple of those people a couple of the guys from India, it's just like, rah, 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 rah. It's like, excuse me, listen to me. Listen to me for a moment, please. Okay. That was good. Okay, that helped good. All right, was that good, folks? That were on here. That was a pretty good one, I thought. Mm-hmm. That was. I think that was helpful. I know when I get off.
In case someone wonder why they have to send story instead of help you instead, like in that time, it's like your story is like a car, and that car has some problem with that, and you just send your car to that garage to take care of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how the story in breakup working.
Well, the interesting thing about like what she's saying is I'm not into. Oh, this used to always fucking get me, man. Like these talk shows. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about when these, because I don't know if you guys have them in Thailand, like a talk show.
We have, but we have in different purpose.
Have you ever heard of Dr. Phil?
Probably, yeah.
I mean, this like Dr. Phil guy was like, I think he's a psychiatrist, and he's smart. But he'd have these guys on that cheated on their girlfriends, and he'd be like, you cheated on your girlfriend, you did this, and you did that. There's more to the story, man. You know what I mean? Like, yep. And you just, like, bashing the guy and figuring out what's going on. I don't know if that's, like, you as a couple have to make the decision on what you accept and what you don't accept, and that's why in the beginning of when Andy's talking, I'm like, let's get to the bottom of what you want. Like, what do you want? Like, like one of the hidden parts of what she said that stood out to me beyond the other stuff is like, I want him to go back to school. Well, that's actually an issue that's outside of this whole drama right now, because that's going to bother you and that's important to you a year in. And if he doesn't want to go, that shouldn't be something you're pushing him to do. Do you know what I mean? Like, yep. That's something like, and I have being a teacher at the university for a long time, I have a look. I don't mind if a student doesn't want to go to school. I don't mind.
It's not easy for someone to change what they are.
Right. And if the thing about university, you got to want to go. It costs money, dude. It costs money and time. So don't just go for your family or something like that. If you feel like you're going to get a piece of paper, whatever your reason, it's up to you. But just to be like, I don't even like it, I don't even want to go, I can't even get up for it. That's fine. That's fine. It's totally fine. And the thing is, you can find someone else that values school, and it's a better relationship because they're like, you're on the same page. You can study together. Wouldn't that be nice, right? So, Dr. Phil is kind of off and on, I find, depending on how topics relate to area of psychology. Well, I saw Dr. Phil on a Joe Rogan podcast, and he was good. I mean, he was good. I just remember when they'd have these talk shows, sometimes he'd just drill these easy targets. Like the guy's with his wife, and he cheated, and he'd just hammer these guys. And I'm like, why did these guys even come on? This is just like unbelievable. It's just so obvious. It's like, I used to tell my mom and my sister, I was like, I could do what Dr. Phil does, and now look what I'm doing, right? Donations are welcome at the 1 hour 30-minute mark. Justin Adams, I think he's biased. Yeah, I mean, the reason I bring that up is there was a point when me and Andy were talking, and I said, look, if you get secondhand information on someone cheating, you could be wrong. So I'm not one like, oh yeah, he did cheat. Like, I'm not going to jump on that fucking wagon. No. What is your evidence proof to you? Is your intuition telling you something? Is the person that you talk to someone that you value their, like, it's not just someone gaslighting a situation? That's important. That's important because he could be telling the truth. But when you tell me she said sincerely, like, no, I believe that he did. I got a picture, the relative that told, like, and she believed, that's important because even if he tells you again and again, you're not going to believe him. And that you can't have a relationship from that. He seems to be a bit dramatic at times for the thrill of the camera, the show audience, I suppose, yeah. I just, like I said, I thought he just attacked easy situations. Andy, thank you so much for calling in. It helps the show. It helps me. And, you know, it's weird. I tell people I guess I have a sickness because I like listening to your breakup stories and I like helping people with them. I've had coaching clients before where I'm like on for, we're talking and it's like an hour and a half. Well, now we're an hour and a half in. It's like going on 2 hours and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, coach. Like, we're really talking about this. I'm like, it's okay. I got a sickness. I like talking about this stuff. More than that, I like unpacking it and helping someone out, helping someone see the things. So in the future, if someone had, and that was, thank you to Andy for, like I said, sending the story in, and then it was nice. She had some questions, she had some talk, she listened. Don't come to me if you're, this is one of the things that comes up that hesitates me on Instagram and hesitates me on the live stream with Collins. Oh, it's free. So I'm just going to see what you can do for me, coach. Like, how about this? Take the pain away. No. Let's talk about what happened. Can you take 10 minutes? It's like she took 10 minutes to go write the story. When I said, I'm not going to download Google Meet, she said, oh, I'll download Skype. I'm not going to make all the things out for you. It's amazing the amount of guys that hit me up. Hey, man, can you help me? Hey, I got a question. Hey, can you do this for me? And they're pushy. Like, they'll email me or they'll send me an Instagram post, and they're fucking pushy. And I'm like, I can see why your girl left you.
Yeah.
No, I'm like,
That's true.
you know what I mean? Like, Al, if you were approaching me online, and you're like, I'm no one famous. I'm not 1 million subscribers. I'm not a guru or anything like that. But you're like, I want to get this guy Mac's opinion. You don't hit me up and go, hey, man, what's up? Can I ask you a question? Yeah, last week my ex left me and now I can't pay the rent. What do you think? It's like, yeah, can you write your story into Write MacDonald? Oh, thanks. Yeah, and then they start writing more stuff. It's like, what is this, dude? You just pissing in the wind, hoping that someone out there can help you. Oh, you just want so I have to pay you? Yeah, dude. Yeah. Unless we're on a live stream like this, I'll select some people. All right, so let me go through the live stream a little bit here, but this has been good. This has been a good one. I'm glad I came on. Usually one. Jasper J, Hawaii's fine. Is this dude lives in Hawaii? Jasper J's Filipino descent also, I believe. Ex-Marine. Power lifter.
How the weather in Hawaii be like? It's kind of wonder, because she has.
I think Hawaii's similar to Phuket actually.
Uh-huh.
A little bit colder. Are you still on deck, Jasper? Alex Sam, because I could see she was trying her best to improve herself in front of me. There's always a chance, mate, but you have to ask yourself, why do you want her back? As Sabina asked, she entered a relationship showing she is not healed. I was in a rebound. Me and my ex broke up. She said needs to heal from her previous relationship. We were together for 8.5 months. Do you think there can be a chance? I was in a rebound and my ex broke up. She said she needs to heal from her previous relationship. We were together for 8. So you're saying you're in a relationship in between those 8? See, Alex, Sam, I'm even a little confused right there. That's why I always want to read your story to help you out. But like Marco said, there always is a chance. If you got back together, are the problems that were the problems still problems? So that means, like, if drugs were a problem, are you still dealing with that? If money was a problem, is that still a problem for you? Because when you get back in the relationship, sometimes intimacy can carry the day. Like, I missed you so much. You get into bed together, you snuggle, you cuddle, and then you do some other things. And it's like, oh my God, rose petals and wine glasses all over again, teddy bears, everything. And then like a week later, you get back to ground zero because the actual reason that you broke up is still there, right? It's still there. There's always a reason. What's up, Azam? How you doing, bud? It always looks different now because you have a different little they're miniature pictures, but okay, let's see. We got a lot of stuff here. Dark Knight's on deck. Man. Marco said, in my time zone, Mac is online around 5, and so I set my alarm clock and went on stream because I was in a bad place, found out ex-Monkey Branch, so wanted to give in a live call. You still want to do a live call, Marco? What do I have here? At 6 p.m. Alep's got to go pretty soon, but I can maybe do one. Marco, I like to say hello. People in general think this Mac stream is like entering the house. It's so polite to say hello. Oh, Sabina's a guardian at the gate. Marco is good skill from you to remember that. Yeah, that's called, you know what I call that, Sabina? You go first. You're first. I do that a lot in my own life. You meet someone, I'm first. Hi, I'm Mac. Nice to meet you. What's your name? You go first on kindness. I'm very happy with my new relationship. I have a very nice guy now, but sometimes I remember the suffering with my ex and I feel sad. I'm sorry to hear that. Marco, I remember your story now that the Monkey Branch part. Oh, well, that's good, remembering a skill, Wilson. And you are welcome, dear. Matthew, I look. My ex had an arranged marriage 2 weeks ago. I wish Coach Mac that he will realize that what he did to me. What did he do to you? He had an arranged marriage. What did he do to you? That's the question. And why is it important that he realizes what he did to you? Would be my question. Yes, we'll fade with time. Don't feed the monster memory. Just stop giving importance to her. Andy, I believe you deserve someone better. Alex Sam wasn't a rebound. There's always a chance, mate, but you have to ask yourself, why do you want her back? Yep. All right, I'll catch back up. I just had with a girlfriend who's going through a difficult situation. I always offer support and always offer solutions. In the same time, I don't know where to draw the line. Well, you know, if a friend or family member wants help, they should ask for it. I'm one of those, I got to watch it sometimes because people sometimes just want to, friends or family members, they just want to vent. And as a coach, I'm more interactive, so I want to give you solutions. I want to open things up. And so people will be like, hey, I don't want you to coach me. I just want you to listen. And so you, Leandra, if you're going to offer help in the way that you want to offer help. And if someone goes, no, I don't need it, then just go, okay. Or, hey, I don't want you to offer advice, just go, okay. You're a pretty smart individual, and you're pretty seasoned in life, so you'll know the boundary. I'm glad we had Andy on the call. Me too. Andy was excellent. That was nice. She was vulnerable a little bit there too. I know she was uncomfortable in the beginning. I feel she's always looking for a sounding board, which I'm happy to provide, but I have my own opinions and thoughts and hold back from those and hard. So where do I draw the line with her? That's a really good question, Leandra. Like I battle with that sometimes too. And I've had, in the last year and a half, I've had friends that are actual friends before I've done coaching. You know, I've known them for years, and I tell them, they'll be like, I want to talk. Only one of them that was from high school I didn't do this with, but it was one of the harder coachings I had to do. And the other ones that were kind of long distance friends, I said, you pay me. Obviously gave them a little bit of a discount, but I said, then you can talk about your shit and I can be coach, not Mac, your friend. And it's different. And I want, and when you do that, you'll be open to listening to what I have to say. You want my opinion. It's very important that people want your help or want your opinion or want your advice. I've had plenty of friends, Leandra, and a lot of people come to me like that. They just want to bitch, moan, complain, and blame. And there's one friend I don't even talk to him anymore because it was just so hard to be around him. He's always complaining about his girlfriend. And he thought because of what I do that, you know, but it wasn't valuable because all I was just, you know, oh yeah, just listen to me, be a victim. It got old. I remember that one, the Joe Rogan interview. He seemed to be a bit dramatic at times, harder. That said, I have to read a few of the Dr. Phil books, agreed with a lot of the stuff there. Yet it doesn't always relate to the talk show. Yep. I liked him on Joe Rogan. I liked him. My breakup was necessary but not wanted. Laughed my ass off. Good for you, Justin Adams. Anytime you can laugh your ass off at a breakup, that's a good point in your life. Good for you, bud. You challenge me, Mac. That's a good thing. Love you. Love to you, Mark, and all online. Thanks, Leandro. I appreciate that. Challenge is a good thing. Imagine dating those pushy guys. I mean, with these guys that are pushy, you know, like when they hit me up on text and stuff about like, hey, can you help me? Can you do this? And I'm just right away, just the way they're. I'm just like, God, fuck, man, your girlfriend ain't coming back, dude. Jeez, I just told you to go to my website and you just keep going on about what you want. If you got to go, Aleph, it's all good, bud.
I just would like to swimming, that's it.
Go for it.
Okay.
Go for it. Aleph's signing off. He's going to handle the stuff tomorrow. Thanks, Aleph, for your help, bud. I'm going to keep it going.
You know how to close, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Mac, I've been writing a story for you for 2 weeks now. Still have not finished. Also writing, waiting for salary to come in. All good, Marco. All good. I'm ready and waiting, my friend. Sometimes people go, oh, the story's going to be really long. If the story's coherent and I can understand it, that's fine. I don't mind if it's long. It's just when it's when someone writes it on their phone and you can't even read the words and you didn't put proper spaces. You don't need to edit it like a book, but you need to reread it 1 or 2 times so that you can just make sure that I understand what you wrote. That's all. So I don't mind if it's long. Coach, I'm also curious, why cheating men most of the time come back, if you have thoughts on that? They don't always, Andy. I don't know where you got that from. I wouldn't say most of the time. I would say a lot of guys in their early 20s, if they've had a good girlfriend, if they're capable, in your particular case, of having their cake and eat it too, they will. Okay? The other thing is that grass isn't always greener syndrome. Sometimes they hook up with someone else and they miss their ex. But it's not always the case. If I were you, though, if that happens, you can accept it. You can accept an apology. You can get back together. But if it happens twice, you're done. And that's a choice on your end. But if it creates a situation where you still don't trust them, don't do it because you'll have nothing but problems. Rob, my ex, do that. He breaks up and comes back. I believe guilt eventually kicks in. I don't know. Well, it's different for different people. That's for damn sure. Viresh Hosamani. Hey, coach. Andy, Rob knows that topic well. I would say it depends on the cheating. If a guy is cheating just for sex, he likely doesn't put any emotional investment into the person he's having sex. Yeah, it's different strokes for different folks. No pun intended. I have some experience on those topics, yes. It is different. It's a really good question, though, Andy, because a lot of people generalize. Oh, all exes come back. Oh, all exes that cheat come back. No, they don't. That might have been your experience. but it's always a different situation. But at the end of the day, where's your power? Your power is to accept or not accept, to believe or not believe the story. That's where your power stands. To say it was a mistake and we can work through this. To, you know what I mean? That's where you want to get to. I got my ex back before 1 month. Good for you, Varesh. There are guys that will cheat by dating someone else with emotional investment almost as a second relationship. Sometimes they are lining up replacement if the girlfriend is not working out. Absolutely true. Women do the same thing, by the way. And he bought her flowers. If the cheating situation goes sideways, some guys will go back to the situation that they are familiar with, like a comfort zone type thing. Absolutely. These are all possibilities. And this is why, not to hammer it away again and again, I need to know your story. And when I talk to you in a coaching session, even deeper than the 35 minutes me and Andy talked again, I can really unpack it with you and get you kind of a tailored take. And we can get a deep answer to those kinds of questions for you as an individual. The biggest thing, Andy, is generalizations. They just aren't true. So like I've had people like, all exes come back eventually. No, they don't. All exes that cheat come back. They did for you, but not for everyone in every situation. Rob, do you think it's just a rebound relationship? Remember, we broke up in September. He came back. Okay, she's asking Rob's opinion. No worries. Rebounds are a way for some to fulfill a void immediately. Others, different reasons. Rob, it is still a rebound even when he makes an effort with his new little life update. Coach, I'm the guy building the music fest in the U.S. Oh shit! Right on, dude. That's gonna be tough right now. Not to hurt on that. My company is formed and legal and just made a Facebook ad for it. First show, New Year's Eve. I'll be doing a 1 show a month afterwards. Fuck yeah, Justin Adams. Good. Thanks for that, dude. Right on, man. Thanks for sharing good news. I've had a few people where I'm like, can I get some fucking good news from you sometimes, man? Right on. Wow, Justin, are you promoting that on Instagram? Is there any way? I have a pretty small following on Instagram. I have a pretty small following, but if I can do anything to help you, Justin, I'm happy to do it. I understand, Coach, and yes, I'm not going to generalize. To generalize is to be human. It's how we compartmentalize and how we rationalize, and that's why I'm saying that not you, but everyone does it. And it's just something I come across again and again, and I can help with that by you telling your detailed story, and then we can get to the bottom of things. Marco's exactly right. Rebounds are still a relationship and can last also. It's kind of funny, like someone will go, oh, they're just in a rebound. They can work. Oh, it was just a one-night stand. They can marry a one-night stand. It's different for everyone. Illuminated Arts Boise on Facebook. Are you in Boise, Idaho? That's getting to be a really popular place to move to. Can you share a link, please? Yeah, go ahead. I don't mind. Please advertise, Justin. I got my last relationship after 2 months of 3.5 long. Just got it up, but I'll be adding content by the end of the week. Do you have an Instagram? I got in on my last relationship after 2 months of 3.5 long relationship. Would you consider that a rebound? We were still 3 years together until she broke up with me. I got in my last relationship after 2 months. So 2 months after a 3.5 year relationship, would you consider that a rebound? I mean, some people would, but at the same time, do you have me on Instagram, Coach Mac McCarthy? If you want to follow me, I'm not follow me so I can follow you. I don't ever do that, but Coach Mac McCarthy on Instagram. If you do that, I'll maybe put your post up. Marco, 2 months after a 3.5 year, they can work. Here's the thing, and here's what Illuminate Boise on Idaho. Okay, here's the thing. when you get out of a 3.5-year relationship, obviously, or I hope that that person was one of the more special people you've met. Okay. So you've met this person that, you know, was different than past people, and that's hence the reason why you were together for an extended period of time, like 3.5 years. So I'm adding you right now, Mr. Boise. Mm-hmm. Yep, follow back. Done. All right, sweet. Sweet, got it. Illuminating Boise. Right on, Justin. You got another fan on the page. Here's the thing. Relationships are always a discovery mission. So you had one for 3.5 years, so you think like if the next one doesn't go 3.5, 4 years, it's like a failure? No. There's a lot of times where you meet someone and you're with them for 2 months, 6 months, and then you're like, oh shit, they're just not for me, or I don't like that the fact that they leave the toilet seat up, or they're messy, or I don't like the fact that they don't go to school. I don't like, you discover these things that really bug you, and people can't deal with it. They don't negotiate it, and so they break up. And so then you think like, oh, was this a failure because it wasn't 3.5 years? No, you were attracted to them. You had good connection. Trust is over time. And it was a discovery mission. It didn't work. You don't just go to one long-term relationship to another one. There was a guy on here, I don't know if you guys remember a while back, because not all of you listen to every live stream. Who can? Great guy from New York. He was like, dude, I just wanted to call in, let you know your videos really helped me. And he was like, he said he broke up, had a breakup that was okay, had 2 years in between. Said he met this really cool woman that he fell for. They were together for a year. She broke up with him because she just wasn't as serious. And he said that one really hurt him because he felt like, oh, this is good. This is a much better relationship than my past one. He was all in, she wasn't, and it gutted him for a moment. And that's when he found my channel. Then he said he went about another year of dating online and whatnot. And now he's met his match. He's a professor. She works at the same university. They have the same major. I mean, the list goes on. They just fucking line up. You know how long it took him to meet a woman like that? 2.5, 3 years. Endless dates. Someone's like, well, I don't want to do that. Well, I mean, my point is, rebound or no rebound, it's a discovery mission. And sometimes you get, there's no certainty in anyone you meet. The amount of people that you're like, wow, I didn't know that about you, like later on. I also DM'd you, Coach. Right on, Andy. Yeah, the Instagram's growing a little bit. Like I told people before, I fought this for a little while. I don't see where you DM me, actually, on Coach Mac McCarthy. Was that a long time ago? Yeah, I remember. I suggest everyone to look past streams. You can learn a lot from listening to people's perspective, Mac's perspective. Thanks, Marco. I appreciate it, bro. I really do. All right, folks, we're coming up on 2 hours. I gotta save my voice. I got a friend and I'm meeting for dinner. I'm gonna lose my voice here if I keep going. But this has been a really good stream. It's been a really good experience at this time of day. I'm happy that you called in, Andy, and shared your story, because it doesn't just help you, but it also helps me be a better coach, and it helps the live stream. That said, I've never seen a rebound workout. I know there are cases where it has, but in all likelihood, it's a low percentage. Okay, I appreciate your opinion, Rob IS. As I've said before, if anyone ever wants to make a donation on the live stream, if you want to throw in some money, there is a little $ thing there. You can, you can't, you don't want to, you do want to. It's always available during the live stream. I appreciate it. Whoa, brand new Skinner's on deck, Chi-Town's finest. What's up, buddy? I hope you're well. I would only even suggest anyone listen to someone's perspective who knows what they're... Yeah, Rob, good point. Touche. Hear me when I said to Andy, like, when you talk to your friends and family, just to pick the ones that you really respect. Cheers, guys. I'm really glad I caught up on the live stream and met all of you guys. Right on, Mark. Thank you, Andy. I appreciate you, hun. You take care, too. Keep me updated. You're going to be just fine regardless because you like what you do. You like who you are. You got a good family, right? You got a good way about you. And things are going to be okay. Warriors look decent. You're right, bro. They look good. I just saw the highlights. I like the team. Can't wait to see Wiseman. Many times people with no understanding of the underlying psychological principle have vastly varying opinions that are many times false. Good point, bro. I agree. Remember that guy? Cool. It was a teacher, yeah. Yep, from New York. From Rhode Island, I think he said. But it was just nice because we hadn't done a live coaching, but he just said he liked the videos and whatnot. And he was just given like a perspective that, you know, he thought he met a good match and it wasn't, and that crushed him, but he kept dating and he met like a really good match. So just, I think that we just disregard the fact that it takes time to meet a really good match that lines up, and enjoy the journey, so to say. And he had a couple stories about bad dates that were funny. And that's just the kind of stuff you got to go through. Some people are going to surprise you. Some people are going to upset you. Some people are going to go, wow, that's the kind of woman I was looking for. And it can happen 2 months after a breakup. There was a guy that, this was a while back, he was in a marriage 16 years. The wife left him, but they were married 16 years. He said it was a great marriage. He said it was excellent, all this other thing. And he said he met her a week after he broke up with his ex prior to, and they had a 16-year marriage with kids. Now, whether you deem that successful or not, because they did eventually break up again, I would say it was successful. All right, folks, it's been good. It's been grand. It's been outstanding. And I would add wonderful. I hope to be on tomorrow, most likely. I'm not going to give you a set time because as you can see, I'm all over the place sometimes here. But this was a great stream. I'm glad to have Andy on. I'm glad to have the rest of the crew. Take it easy.